Thank you for bearing with me today. I had to move location because my internet was not very good where it was. It was stumbling and falling. So let's just keep our fingers crossed and ask dragons that we can carry on with these readings for the cards today, and so that you can get your messages. Right, so I started reading and then it all kind of went a bit funky. So I'm going to start again. So we have the 4 dragons today. We have Ceremony, which is the first one, which is Rainbow Eye. She's absolutely stunning. And her whole message is that you look and see how far you've come and that you celebrate. It's a ceremony. You get to see how far you've come, all the stuff you've left behind, all your human worries and needs and survival mode, that kind of mundane obligations that you have as a human. So you can just see, oh my God, I don't feel that anymore. I don't do that anymore. This is the whole journey of being conscious with the dragons, in that you're focusing on what you want instead. So this is card number 52. That is from Ceremony. She talks about letting go of the old and go with the flow of the new program. So this is what she has to say. Override the old program, the survival mind, and let your intuition and your mind be focused and go with the flow. If you happen to fall into obsessive thinking of what is missing or what you lack, or the stories and feelings of dread and running wild, remind yourself it's a phase. It's just a phase. And it will look brighter under a different coloured magnifying glass. These feelings and situations often show you exactly what you're clearing away and ready to drop from your old programming, from the lower vibrations of the reptilian brain, only programmed for survival. And remember to be grateful for what you are being shown from this very experience. You need only ask for help with your current dilemma and be gracious for what is provided. Open up your channels to intuitively perceive what you are being prepared for, and you're being prepared to complete a task and release it. The mind, the body and the soul, when reprogrammed and all integrated, will work beautifully together. The mind can then be reprogrammed from the old survival paradigm and your particular set of educated beliefs, and gradually receive the updated and upgraded flow program. This would be, for me, Fiona 2.0 or 2.0, 2.1 or 2 whatever. So this is the same for you. It's like, we know, what are you letting go of? And sometimes when you let go of things, you can go through a bit of a feeling of being run down. And this is because you have vibrated and you have put yourself out there in a new realm, a new program, new thinking, new visions. This is how you talk to your soul, with visions and thoughts and programs in your vibration. Sometimes your body, your physical body, needs to catch up, and that sometimes means that you have to have a little bit of a downtime, a clearing out. I call it like a detox for the soul. So it allows just all those old programs to release. And sometimes when they release, you feel them overflowing into your physicality, and it feels shite. And sometimes when you let go of old programming as well, what you've been holding on to, because I'm a detox diva, you'll understand this. You can have really big bowel movements. You can pee a lot. You can sweat a lot. This is actually letting go of the old programming from your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, when your body is catching up to that new upgraded level. What else does she have to say? This is possible for everybody to experience, where it may first seem safer to stay in the familiar but basic survival state and let go of the old ways of thinking and acting, from the fight and flight and freeze, where the reptile brain waits to keep you stuck in fear and worry, and know that all of your basic needs are provided for. So this is the upgrade. So you get rid of the survival, like, oh, I've got to fight for everything, to knowing that your soul has your back. When you're focused and you're speaking the language of the soul, this is why it's a ceremony. I get it. I get it. All I need to do is ask. And ceremony is the process of coming to the edge of the rainbow, so I can see now what it is that I've been doing and what I need to do in the future. There are many points in your brain that are yet to be undiscovered, and people so far know absolutely nothing about them. And also, not everybody's brain works the same. Some people have the capacity for great film screens inside them. Other people are way more sensitive to the audio, high or low pitched, and know what they can hear outside another person's audio spectrum, like a bit like a dog or a cat. They have different audio spectrum, and what others can see and feel and touch. They hear it in such a way that they are not able to describe it in words, but they do have a clear sense and understanding and a knowing and a meaning of that communication. Oh my God, someone's cutting the grass out of the back there, and it smells so awesome. Don't you love the smell of fresh cut grass? And probably you can hear them as well. Yeah, their brains compute and recognize the vibration. So whether it's a sound, whether it's a smell, whether it's a taste, whether it's a feeling, whether it's a vision, the upgrade comes through your senses. And that's why sometimes when you go through that whole process, your body will catch up and catch you up in your other senses as well. And that's sometimes when you fall sick and you think you're sick, but just keep believing that the perspective that it is an upgrade. What else needs to go in here? The mind is a fantastic organ and allows multi-sensory and very accurate intelligence and invisible information to be quickly received and understood. Please respect your brain. The mind over matter is phenomenal as far as all as this goes. Look, I hope that was helpful to whoever picked the rainbow dragon this week, the ceremony dragon. That was card number 1, and it was number 52 of the 62 card pack. Card number 2 from my file here is from Raphael. Raphael is the dragon all to do with finer details. I've been writing a lot about this morning. He wants to tell you a little bit. I'm just going to go into it so that you can understand this. This often comes through in your business or in relationships, and he calls this sowing seeds. The earthly success of sowing seeds. Whereas humans, we always want to see the success. We want to have the success. We want to win. We want to get the money. We want to get the clients. But this is a very important aspect of all of that. And that Raphael really wants you to understand. And if you're conscious with your business and conscious with your family and conscious with your body, which is the book that I'm writing right now, Peace with Food for the rest of us, it goes through the body aspects, the mental aspects, the soul aspects, and then back to the body, because we are all of that, all entwined. And the same with your business as well. We really need to be understanding the physicality of it, what we're thinking and focusing on, and how you're consciously being driven. And I do something called the Conscious Business Zone, which is where I read for businesses every single week. And the ladies who are members in the Conscious Business Zone get readings, and then you learn how to read for others. So we come together as a group and you read for someone else in their business, because sometimes it's harder to read for yourself, much easier to read for other people. So what we're doing is we're heightening our sensitivity so that we can understand our own messages when they come through. And sometimes that's so much easier when we're reading for other people than trying to read the information for ourselves. Anyway, I digress. Earthly success in sowing seeds. Number 24. It's so tempting to view life in terms of success and failure and pin a badge to that for finances and your rewards directly received from a specific activity, like 1 and 1 equals 2. Success on its own is to sow the seed. Sometimes it's not meant to go any further than that right away. Think about me doing these dragon readings. Does it meant to go any further than that? For some people, no, it's just a reading. For some people, it's like, I want to know more. I want to understand how I can consciously run my own business. Maybe I have a dragon. Maybe a dragon can help me understand how to run my business and how to run my life with practical magic. There is a tendency to believe your desire, your projects, your products are not compelling enough. You feel the pressure build up and expect to be rewarded for all the time and effort and hard work that you've done. But because the seed is sown, and now it's anyone's personal choice from their free will and from their soul as to whether they move forward or not. Investigate your underlying beliefs behind what earthly success looks and feels like for you. Maybe you don't believe that you can do what you do with everybody that you come across. Or this is where you really need to be able to ask your soul and your spirit if this is the right project, product or person for you to work with. This is so much conscious business zone. Is there a soul-to-soul connection? And if that soul wants what you offer, maybe there's a bigger purpose for you to follow and you're playing small, not realizing your destiny for this lifetime. Oh, I love it. Know this, comma, maybe. We can make it happen if the others are ready. If not, then you have sown a fantastic seed, and that is the work in and of itself. That is a great success. This is soul work with no expectation for your direct reward, or that it has to look or come in a certain way. Imagine that you did the work that you absolutely love doing. You can be rewarded or not, or you could win something. You could win a fantastic, like a lottery ticket or a car, or, I mean, what if, the work that you do, effort in one direction, and the reward comes from something else. I heard this so many times from Penny Pierce and other intuitives, like, I sent all my marketing out in one direction thinking that people were going to come through that Eventbrite or come through that way, and they came in a different way, like I wasn't expecting that. This is the way that consciousness works, soul works, because you put it out there into the world, into the atmosphere, and people find you. Right, here we go. A little bit further. Some seeds need to germinate for a little while. Some need to ferment, or however that seed is best grown. Seeds are seasonal. Some seeds need to be grown at a certain time. Others need to lay dormant for a little while, and when they come forth in the right season for them. If it's not their right season, they will not be able to grow strong or fully use the techniques that you have and want to share. So sowing the seed is very, very, very valuable. Sometimes there is a misconception that there is no value to sowing seeds, but there is a great, great value. You, as humanity, out of your current experiences, only put value on money. But there is karmic value in there too. And we will always support you so that you have enough money when you are following your path and following your dreams. Of that, there can be no doubt. Unfortunately, humanity has come to expect quick and direct 1 + 1 = 2 linear reasoning. There seems to be a huge, great, big lump sum of money arriving so that you can feel safe. And that way is the old way of living. Whereas, rather than allowing money to come in like the breath, and when it is needed, supporting your immediate needs and trusting you're in flow with the source of all creation. Consider this. You don't take all your air in for one day all at one time. It comes to you throughout the day. You don't eat all your nutrition in one meal for the month. You require intervals to effectively digest and absorb. Just know that when money comes to you, it's meant for you to further your projects, campaigns, and the bigger picture of your soul work. Wow, thank you very much. That was Raphael talking to us this morning. Card number 24 from the deck. The third card today that I'm going to read is from Bloom. And if you want to enter the conscious business zone, please PM me and we will read your business. We will understand where you're coming from. Could also be that you want your family members read. Maybe there's something you want to know, the hidden dynamics behind something. So we can do that too. We can listen to what direction, what vision source has for you and what your role is in that and how you can best go forward with that. Sometimes you need to step out of the way. This seems to be sometimes the biggest problem for humanity, as I do attest to that. Card number 3 is the beautiful pink dragon, Bloom. What does she want to read for you today? Aha. Right. Bloom is all about growing and expanding and new frontiers, pioneering. Never, ever, ever wants to be cut back and pruned. She's like, just keep growing, keep expanding, keep moving, keep growing. Her card today is number 48. And freedom, free flow movement. Don't you love it? It's interesting, this view you have on life with all of its variations, manifestations as something that has the need for solid foundations, walls and limitations, and has the necessity to be made reliable to support you. You so love looks as though it has to become so still, serious and static. It looks like you're hanging on to the sides of the swimming pool, when in real terms, all life moves, grows, weaves, flows, expands, loops and flourishes. Let's talk about swimming and dancing with life as movement. The world around you is made of life force energy, and energy is pulsing and vibrating. A frequency, a wave that moves constantly. The flow of life is movement. Yet you are still in meditation, at your desk, in your chair, waiting patiently for inspiration. The world and all the energy around you and inside you has become static, still, stagnant, when the opposite is what is needed right now. So where do you need to move and move your stuff, grow and flow and weave? The energetic field itself is not static. It is moving, pulsing. It is energy, so it moves as if it... So it moves, and if it is static, it can and will break down. It can get rotten, so the movement is very necessary. All the moves that flow are required, up and down and sideways. The in and out, the energy is like a cellular membrane. It pulses and adjusts like a dance. If you want, you might like to see energy as jelly or a net or something like that. But it is moving. It is a current running through you from head to toe, and you get the current moving, and you're asked to go, beyond simple walking or even running in a straight line. You're being called to feel the ecstatic life force energy running through your very core, running the energy into your mind and then following it as an expression as you move. Think of shaking your body or shaking off the energy or shaking yourself out of survival mode and into the ecstatic dance where you listen to the music, listen to the beat, and you move in accordance with that. There's no judgment, there's no criticism. You just move because it feels so damn good. Movement is free flow, allows you to totally relax your body and mind, let yourself be. You can experience and have a feeling of the essence of existence and feel finally 100% alive. Start to move around freely, flowing with your magical time and space. This is an invitation to dance and create a sacred place for both the inward journey as for the outward expression. Jumping, playing, gliding, improvised, inspired actions, responding to the energy as it flows and grabs you. Move to the music, and to be laughing in the sunshine. Move with the trees in the woods, who are one of your closest living relatives, by the way. As far as connecting between the heavens and earth, they are all cellular and moving energy like you, and they are feeling. Anything that brings about the feeling of joy within your body physically, has your heart rejoicing, allows radical and massive consequences as you release trapped energy that has become rotten and stagnant, and allows it to leave. So that was from Bloom. She very much wants you to be up and moving. The dragon cards are about consciousness. They really are inviting you, to see what is lying just below the surface, what's in your subconscious, what is ready to be resolved to you. So you can flip between one and then another and then another and then another, and then each week it's like, oh yeah, you're right, I really do need to feel like I move. Yeah, I really do just need to sow some seeds. Yeah. So they're always reading what's just below the surface. These cards came to me after the interviews that I had with Seraphina, who is the Golden Dragon. And if you look on the page, you will actually see a beginning of the interview that I did with Seraphina as channeled when she came through to me, telling me how long she'd been waiting for me to come forward and to listen. And so these cards are infused with the dragon magic. They are really important messages to your consciousness, to allowing yourself to flow with your life, to become unstuck from the survival and the human mode of like what we've been educated, how we've been told to act and react. Card number 4 today is Tara. Tara is the second dragon that came to me. And she's all about that pivotal point where you flip between the two worlds. You kind of go, I know I'm in this world where I need to earn the money and survive and feed my family and get a job and all the rest of it. But I also know I'm a spiritual being. I know that the spirit's inside me, and I really, really want, more than anything else, to be connected, to know her, to really move forward. And this is Tara. She flips and flops between the two. She just wants to show you that you've got a foot in both worlds, and how you can create form by being in the essence of what that form feels like, if that makes sense. Anyway, so her card today, number 16. Number 16, I shall probably abbreviate this one because it's rather long, but when you get your own deck, you'll read it all through. Right, number 16, flip out of it. So resistance and flip out of it. You can now easily recognize that most things that pop up that you would normally treat as an emergency or another drama are merely a slight frustration, an inconvenience to how you want things to really go. The situation arises as if by magic, to tempt you to the old ways of reacting. Maybe to see if you can dance past this one and remain neutral and unaffected. Notice how you feel and see in your mind and body, and are able to be a lot calmer with some different and fresh perspectives. You can see the humour of the hidden dynamics in the situation for what it really is. Energy that needs expressed, energy that needs released, or energy that needs completed. Maybe you can also understand that it has in fact imagined an exact drama like this happening, and there it is, as if by magic. You created it with your thoughts and with your feelings. Your soul-to-soul communication created it. This is soul intervention, showing you exactly what you're thinking, exactly what you're feeling. Maybe you can imagine that you have out in front of you in your vision a gauge that looks like a dial on your car dashboard that measures the energy and goes from one side, from stress, to the other side, all the way to the other side, which is peaceful, serene, and feels fantastic, and has the best outcome it's ever had. you're cured. And in the middle there is a neutral place, a safe place that feels like none of this is my concern. I will just be the observer. In neutral, you can stay and put one foot off the gas. You can stop speeding everywhere and take the vehicle you are driving out of gear and coast along for a while and observe the situations that appear upon your path. Behind every situation there is a hidden dynamic, a deeper meaning that you can continue to feed off and allow that to consume you and create form in your physical barometer, your body, and shows you how well you are coping, which lands onto your body with a persistent system from that negative perspective you hold. And you can choose to either and simply let it go. We, the Dragon Collective, often see resistance to the energy that rises up to be completed, to allow you to be neutral as it emanates from you. Resistance has a vibration that surrounds you and therefore attracts more things you feel you need to resist and fight against. What's that saying? You cannot fight the world into peace. Just sit with that for a little while and just go, I can't fight my body into peace. I can't fight my business into peace. The need to stay engaged and frustrated in a drama affects everyone and everything around you, including the air. And this can either be responded to with your power given away, or responded to with the power held in neutral and in reserve for far better tasks ahead. When there is resistance, it is coming directly from your head. It simply glows and pulses differently when you have given all your power over to others. And that feels like old, stale, stagnant and stubborn energy, and it is frustrating to the max. It's frustrating for the dragons to feel any human in this state. Imagine the power available to you here and now, to feel sovereign and radiating as the enhanced one of your fully unapologetic power. When you flip it your way, you will experience that you can stand in the same room as your perpetrator, alongside your devil's advocate and your arch nemesis, and feel unaffected. Not a flinch, not a squirm, or any resemblance of anger. Who holds the power now? Who has the infinite power? Well, the key is you. This is not acting or stuffing down your feelings or fake it until you make it. There is an inner knowing that there is a deeper reason that this is playing out in front of you. Numbing out this experience without a true reflection of the hidden dynamics will only result in habits that shroud the significance of this opportunity to look with new eyes and see with new ears. The results in avoiding the resistance is all of your indulgence and your avoidance drug of choice that satiate and satisfy you in the short term. That has been food, drink, drugs, crazy obsessions over nutrition, excess sport, excess of activity, or excess of anything. These feelings have triggered you and have worked their way through you and out to the surface perceptions, and you feel uncomfortable under your skin and you have been totally challenged. There is no way around it. There is no way over it or under it. We had to experience this for you, this instance in this lifetime. But we ask you, as the Dragon Collective, why hold it any longer than needed when you can flip it and notice the power you possess by knowing and staying in your own neutrality. Now, step back and view the situation through new eyes and look and ask for a deeper understanding. So you can start with asking, what is the hidden dynamic here? You know. Please show me so I can respond in the best way possible for the good of all. The dragons, beyond wise. They see through our humanness. They see through what we hold in our habitual ways of doing things. And they want us to let all of that go so that we can create a new story. We can be this new, vital human that brings new humans into the world, and just the population, humanity just keeps changing for the good of all. We need to be able to let a lot of this old rubbish, stale, stagnant energy, looking at things as drama, we need to be able to let all of that go. My heart goes out to you. Thank you so much for listening. If you're on replay, let me know, #replay. The dragons want to know as well how you're feeling after having your reading. Maybe the card that you picked gave you part of the story, and maybe another card that was picked here today gives you another part of the story. So listen to all 4 of them, because they, even in my mind, they go on sequentially. They just keep on going, and one week to the next week, it's like, what's going on under the surface? What's being revealed to me? What's being unveiled? The dragon cards are immensely powerful. It was difficult for me to believe that I was going to do them, but as they've come through, and now that I've got all 64 and I'm getting the art done and I'm getting the cover of my book, Practical Magic, because this is what this journey's all about. It's really coming to the edge of the rainbow and just going, I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be one of the beautiful, free, beautiful on the inside and out. And I want to live a very long, healthy life, because life is amazing and I've got so much to do. That is one of my big whys. And the book that I'm writing at the moment, Peace with Food for the Rest of Us, is all about that. So fertility, diabetes, weight loss, skin problems, digestion problems, even cancers, anything that we manifest in our body that we've chosen food and nutrition to be the outlet for that, been on diets for my whole life. You have to be able to see that what goes beyond what you consume is how you think and how you're speaking to the soul, your conscious being in your body, as to how you go forward so that you can live a full and vital life, 100% alive. So I've decided to regress again and be a younger version of myself. So I've got a very clear image of that. I've got a very clear purpose for that as well. I know why I'm here. I know what I'm here to do. And by golly, I'm going to love doing it. Thank you very much for being here, listening to the dragons. Thank you for listening to me as I channel the dragons through. Again, #replay. Let me know if you want to join us in the Conscious Business Zone so that we can read for your business what vision Source has for you. Why are you here? Why are you doing what you're doing? And if you're struggling, believing you're just sowing seeds and nothing's happening, then let's get you your next step, and then your next step, and then your next step, and then your next step, so that you can read those steps for yourself as well, and you can read them for others, and you can actually get out there and do what you came here to do. It is so much bigger than you think it is. It's not about earning money and paying your bills. Oh my Lord, no. If that was all taken care of so that you could actually get out there and do exactly what you were here to do, how would that feel? It's not about effort. It's not about labor-intensive stuff. It is you are way more important than that. So let's have that. Let's get that down, shall we? I'm Fiona Robertson. I'm here to help you build a really strong bond with your inner self and yourself, known and defined as your soul, so that you can set yourself free from the mundane obligations of living a human life. so that you can become a spiritual being, consciously living, knowing exactly the next step to take. From me and the dragons, bye-bye.